am so glad you made this comment. So I have a hard time believing a very successful lawyer and doctor had no idea what dyslexia was. But hey, I'm so glad you made this comment, because being a successful doctor, lawyer, fill in the blank, whoever you are, has nothing to do with knowing what dyslexia is, how it shows up in different individuals, because it shows up differently in different people. There's so many different complexities of it. Even they indicated and showed here in this episode, like Claire, her character, mentioned one way she thought about dyslexia, and the teacher is explaining, no, there's different ways that it could show up. So I say that all to say, it doesn't matter what level of education you have or do not have. We're in 2025. The Cosby Show was in the 80s, right? And there's still so many people who don't even understand what dyslexia is, right? I have a son with dyslexia. We're still fighting as parents, as advocates, to even get our kids tested, or the proper accommodations in the school system to recognize their learning differences and accommodate them accordingly. So I like this comment because it highlights the overall arching ignorance. And I don't say ignorance in a negative way. Ignorance by definition is just not knowing of what dyslexia is, how it shows up, and how so many people have no idea what it is. It's specifically parents. A lot of us as parents, might have kids struggling in school or struggling to grasp certain concepts, and we don't know what's going on. We have no idea what's happening. The school systems are not doing a good idea of identifying it. So, for you to make this comment, and I guess you're assuming everybody knows, or people with a certain education should know. No, there's so many blind spots, especially when you're a parent, because, you have other children that you're raising sometimes, and your other children might learn one way, and you get that in your mind, why isn't Johnny learning the same way Timmy is? So parents, we have all different type of blind spots, especially even we think about how we learned and how we grew up. And if you have a parent, for instance, my husband, everything came easy to him. Straight A student, went to a Ivy League college. So, to now have a child, with learning challenges, it's that's foreign to him. He was like, oh my God, what is happening, right? So as parents, we have learning curves. We don't matter what your education limits are, you're going to have blind spots and ignorances sometimes. So thanks for making this comment, and it's Run the